All right. What we got?
In this lecture,
If
we'll
I
be looking at the
full
difference
screen
between smooth
this.
and flat shading and how we can make different parts of our mesh either
Oh,
smooth
cool.
or
Yeah,
flat.
yeah, yeah. It shows that.
So here's where we got up to
Nice.
last time, and we need to figure out which bits we want to shade smooth and which bits we want to shade flat. Let me explain further. The middle body section is a good example of this. If I zoom in on that with full stop on my numpad, it's all lumpy on the curved surfaces. But if I right click and shade smooth, it goes all blobby everywhere. What we need to do is tell Blender which parts we want to be sharp and which parts we want to be smooth. In order to do this, you will need to right click and be in that shade smooth mode. When we're in this mode, we can go across
I think I
to
already did this.
the object data properties down here, and under normals, we've got an auto smooth option. And for this object, the auto smooth sorts it out straight away.
Hope I can stream this.
So what it does is it takes the
I would assume I
angle
could.
between the face normals and decides whether it's going to be smooth or sharp. So if I put this up and go above 90, you can see it all turns to that blobby mess again. But when I bring it below 90, it goes sharp. If I go into edit mode now with tab on my keyboard and I come up to the overlays, in the overlays you can actually see the normals. If I tick on the face one at the end here, you can see them all pointing outwards. So let's zoom
Yeah, I believe I
in
already got
on
past this part.
this edge down here. The angle between the normals is up there and across there is 90 degrees. However, if I come around to here, the angle between these normals is much lower. So if I come back into object mode, and in order to make this sharp, I need to reduce the angle right down. And we can find out the angle that it's somewhere around 20 degrees. So the angle is very useful when it comes to these cylindrical shapes. And we can just bring it above 30 and it works really nicely. The good thing about this as well is that it will work when you export these objects to Unity. For an object like the sphere, it's much more simple. We can just right click and shade smooth, and that's absolutely fine as it is. Let's pretend though that we wanted our cockpit to have a sort of smooth area around the front. So we right click, shade smooth, and we get this blobby look. Make sure we come down to the object data properties.
All right. I think I already did this as well, but I didn't like it. Actually, you know what? I think I might have done that already. This kind of already looks smoothed out. All right, let's see what he has to do.
Auto smooth. Now let's try and change the angle so that the cockpit looks sharp around here and we have a sort of smooth shape around here. It's much more difficult to find that angle, so we need something else apart from this angle to tell us which bits are sharp and which bits are smooth. So I'll bring the angle way up to 180 so everything's smooth. Now I'll go into edit mode and I'll select the edges that I want to be sharp. So let's say around the cockpit for now. So 2 to go to edge mode, select that edge loop around here with Alt and Shift Alt left click, and the one on the outside as well. Notice pressing Alt click only goes up to where there's a pole, so that's any vertex that hasn't got 4 edges going into it. So I'm pressing both Alt and Shift to add to the selection. And we can press Ctrl E to go to the edge menu. You can also find the edge menu up here and press Mark Sharp. That creates this blue line around it, and you can see on the other side that it's marked at sharp. And we can do that for other edges as well, so this edge loop around here and this edge loop around here. Ctrl E to go to the edge menu and mark sharp. If you want to clear those sharp lines, you can select all with A, Ctrl E and clear sharp. I actually really like the blocky look, so I'm going to go into object mode, right click and shade flat, because I like that look a lot better. However, I do need to tidy up this section here, which still has that chunky look where we want it smooth. So a challenge to you then is to smooth out those areas. Use the mark sharp if you can't find the correct angle that you need for your object. Okay, so before we finish, I'll just quickly auto smooth this one. So right click, shade smooth first, and then tick the auto smooth, and that works nicely. So that concludes this lecture. Make sure you've saved your work, ready for next time. In this lecture we'll be adding materials to our mech, and we'll be adding 2 materials onto one object. Okay, so here's where we got up to last time, and we're going to go across to the shading workspace. So I'll click on that, I'll position my mech in the middle. I think it's always better if it has a floor, it just grounds it. So Shift A to add, Mesh Plane. Let's scale that up nice and big, and it's in the middle there with the 3D cursor, so I'll press Alt-G to remove any movement. So always when you're doing characters, you should have the character center point down at the bottom here at 0, so I need to move my mech upwards. I'll go into front view with one on my numpad, select my mech, and deselect the floor with Control Box Select. I can then press G to grab, Z to move it upwards in the Z axis, and just get it onto the floor there. Let's have a look how that looks. That's great. Now we can't see any shadows at the moment. We're in material preview mode, and although that has the HDRI in the background for lighting and reflections, it doesn't offer any shadows in its basic form. You can come across to the side here and add the scene lights, and then we'll get some light from this as well as the HDRI in the background. You can also change it to the scene world. That will actually take away the HDRI because we haven't put one in the background. So it's a good idea to leave that on scene world, so it gives it this HDRI and uses that to light our scene. which looks quite nice. I'll start with the floor because I think it's a bit bright at the moment, and I always think it's good to have a fairly darkish floor. So I'll press new down here to create a new material, as well as the HDRI in the background. You can also change it to the scene world. That will actually take away the HDRI because we haven't put one in the background. So it's a good idea to leave that on scene world, so it gives it this HDRI and uses that to light our scene, which looks quite nice. I'll start with the floor because I think it's a bit bright at the moment, and I always think it's good to have a fairly darkish floor. So I'll press new down here to create a new material. I'll call this floor grey, and I'll change the base color here, bring it down to sort of grey color around there. And I won't change anything else, that's fine. Okay, so let's start with some simple objects.
Thank you.
Things like the feet. I'll create a new material for them, so press on the new here. And I'll give this a very sort of dark material and maybe bring it across.
No, we don't want that.
Perhaps. Somewhere around there. Doesn't really matter, you can experiment with
Alright,
colours
we
yourself.
actually delete that.
I think it looks
There we
better
go.
with
There
darkish
we go.
colours though, so bringing the value slider down here, I think looks best.
I know,
You
right?
can also change the metallic if you like. I actually prefer it without any metallic. I think it looks better, especially when you've got very sharp edges like this. I feel like
How you doing, Creature Collector?
the non-metallic works better with not too much roughness as well, not too much reflection like this. It can get a bit distracting to see all the background. So probably about here for roughness. Okay, so that looks good. Let's give this one here a slightly different material. So there's no material in there at the moment.
Okay,
I
so we
can
gave
press
his
new here, or I
toe.
can- works better. I think looks best. You can also change the metallic if you like. I actually prefer it without any metallic. I think it looks
Okay,
better.
so we gave the floor gray, and then we gave his toes. Still awake after my stream. How's it going here? I'm curious. How did you find me while I was? I found you through Enigmatic's Discord. All right. Still awake after? Yeah, our favorite Mario. Still awake after your stream. Dang. You in the US? So we can make. Oh no. This is what we're doing. New material. We're gonna make this gray. We're gonna bring up the metallic. It's my time. Ah, you're night owl, West Coaster. All right, I got you. Sheesh, it's like what? 4:30? 4:30 there? 3:30? Really are a night owl. It's crazy. I could not do that. I did that in my earlier years. Whew. Cannot do that now. Absolutely cannot do that. Well, one. If I did that, I had to get up at
especially when you've got very sharp
at
edges like
least
this.
7:40
the
to get to work by
non-metallic
8.
works better with not too much roughness as well. Not too much
I need
reflection like this.
way more
It can
sleep
get a bit
than 3
distracting
hours.
to see all the background. So probably about here for roughness.
Oh,
Okay,
I
so
couldn't
that
do
looks
it.
good.
I couldn't do
Let's
it.
give this one here a slightly different material.
Especially
So
since
there's
I
no
had this
material
little
in there
one
at the
over
moment.
here.
I can press new here, or I can come to the material properties here, and I can press new here. So this gives you exactly the same
Earlier years,
information
yeah,
as
college
the
years.
Pencil BSDF over here. I much prefer to use the node editor, especially when it starts getting more complicated and we get nodes coming into nodes and so forth. But we'll talk about that later on in the course.
4P to
So for now, I'm going to
5A.
give this a slightly different
Yeah.
color, so up to the base color.
That's a heck of a schedule. I could never do that. Yeah. He's right here. Ah. And he stinks. You stink. You know that? Ah. It is my mini-me. Mama's getting ready for school. And you're over here with an earache and eating your bottle, waking up. Yep, he's only 9 months. All right. Yeah, back down you go. Ah. Let's see.
Fairly dark again, but I'll perhaps keep it on the grey this time. So we've got a slightly off grey here, and then a greyish colour there.
Yeah, he's
a
my
touch
first.
darker as well, just around there. Okay, I don't want to go too overboard with different colours.
Firstborn.
So I'll probably just keep these two colours for the whole neck. So an easy way to duplicate those materials is to select on a few objects that you want to copy one of your materials, and then select on the object that has that material that you want to copy last. So in this case, this one. And that makes it the active object. You can see it's the active object because it's got an orange outline. And we can press Control L to link, and then we can make links to materials.
Control L.
And I've linked all those materials to this one here.
Oh, so if you change one, to change all of them?
I think I'll have this one.
So this is actually my first day doing it. I am creating an anime. But I'm recording everything, and it coincides with my channel. So, Project Mars will be my well, it's my project, but it'll also be a project in the anime. So, I'm learning Blender, and I want to record everything and upload it to YouTube. To show my progress, and two, to kind of see and two, to see like the growth, and to allow people to kind of see what it took. And everyone's like, well, I've seen so many people get to where they were and be like, dang, I wish I would have recorded that to like show my, or to kind of see where I came from, and to kind of recorded my growth type thing, you know what I mean? So that's what I'll be doing. It'll be in the mornings. My evening streams will be still be just a regular stream, so that way I can have that. But yeah, I'm learning Blender. It'll be just, and then the main character will be the suit, which once I get good enough, I'll start creating that. But right now we're just learning Blender, all the intricacies of it. Gary, what's good, dude? Yeah, it'll be, I haven't worked it out, but it'll be VTuber-ish. I will allow that. I'll have to try to catch your normal streams. I think we butt head time-wise. I don't know, though. I follow so many. Yeah. My streams at night are 6:30 Central. So yeah, what time do you stream? 6:30 to 8:30 Central. You hear Mama? $8 p.m. So yeah, that's, what is that? I think that's 4. But yeah, that's right. You're still sleeping. Or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you're sleeping. I don't know. Maybe you're just a boss and don't get hardly any sleep. There's no way I could do that, though. All right. Oh yeah, that too. I get up at 4 p.m. Oh god. Yeah, no way. That's crazy. I could not do that. is it shift? And then we did that, and then Control L, boom, link materials. Nice. 9 hours usually happens when you have no money and disabilities streaming and gaming. There you go. There you go. Link the metal toesies. Yeah. So we did the legs. That's what he's doing.
So
we might do this
select
one as
that
well.
First, then one of these that has the material.
Okay, so
you want,
do
last,
this.
Control L, link materials.
And then shift that.
Then
And
I'll
then
go for the other
Control
objects.
L. And then link materials.
This one and this
oh,
one.
wait. We did
And
this.
This one. And then select this
And
one last.
this
that I want
one.
to copy from.
And
Control L
then
and materials.
Control L.
So we've got some
Link
interesting
materials, there we go.
materials there. Now you might want to change the materials slightly at this point when you start adding the materials to your whole object and seeing what they look like on the object. So I can just come down here at any point and start changing this if I wanted it to, let's say, be more white. Or
I know,
maybe
right?
have a bit more colour, perhaps off to the blue. So you can really see the differences there. Maybe this one's going to have a bit more roughness or a bit more gloss. And that's all up to you. I prefer it with a bit more difference like this. And remember, these share the same material. So if I'm changing it here, it's going to change it for each of these.
Right.
And you can see the material name there, which I haven't named.
Okay, so you
which I'll
made
do
that
now.
actually
Say
different.
blue-grey. And this
Can
one
I
here,
unlink
if
this?
I start changing this, let's change the roughness, for example.
Can I do Control
You can see
L
that
and unlink?
changes all those objects. So I'll call this muddy brown. And you, of course, can have...
Hold up. Time out. Or so if I do Control L again, no. How do I unlink? Unlink materials. You good over there, bro? Oh, you done? Are you done? All right. Let's see. All right, so we'll minimize this to unlink materials in Blender.
It's really intended for beginners just learning Blender. So
Yep, that's me.
I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, the
when I
bottle
was
went yee,
searching
pretty
for that
much.
particular key phrase online. So I thought I'd just make a quick video on this. So for example, if I duplicate this monkey here, I'll hit Shift D. The original I'm going to put on the left, and this new one I'm going to put just on the right.
Okay.
And now if I click on my new one, if I go to the color, you'll see when I start changing the color, it's affecting both objects.
Yep.
Now, if you want to change that, because you want to make some adjustments to the new object rather than both, all you got to do is just click on this little X here.
Okay.
See where your material is. Just this little bit here. Just click on that X.
Well, that's
and
easy
gonna
enough. Okay. Boom. No material. Okay, so let's scroll back here. What? You monkey?
The blue. You can really see the differences there.
Okay.
Maybe this looking materials there. Now you might want to change the materials slightly at this point when you start adding the materials to your whole object and seeing what they look like on the object. So I can just come down here at any point and start changing this if I wanted it to, let's say, be more white. Or maybe
Color
perhaps a bit more
change.
Perhaps onto the blue.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to
Maybe this one's going to have a bit
change
more
it so much like that, though.
or a bit more gloss. And that's all up to you. I prefer it with a bit more difference like this. And remember, these share the same material. So if I'm changing it here, it's going to change it for
I mean,
each
I don't
of
know why the
these.
foot
And you
would
can see the
want you
material
want to
name there,
change the
which I
foot. I
haven't
could see like the
named
cylinders, but
at all,
let's
which I'll do
I'm
now. So
head
let's
to sleep.
say blue
All right,
grey.
creature, thank you for stopping by.
And this one here, if I
Have a
start
good
changing
sleep.
This, let's change the roughness.
Get
for
plenty of
example.
rest for me.
You can see that changes all those objects. So I'll call this muddy brown. And you, of course, can have different colors. as you see
Muddy
fit.
brown.
Now, at the moment, it's a touch lifeless. If I click away so you can see it, it seems to be a little bit flat. If we go across to the render settings, there's one property that really helps a great deal. It's called ambient occlusion. Now, it only works in Eevee, and that's because Eevee is a screen-based renderer, so it fakes all the lighting. Cycles, on the other hand, if I change it to Cycles now, and then come across the actual render here, which will use Cycles, you can see it's using that light, but the crevices have a lot more shadows in them. You can especially see that in here, where there's very deep crevices. And that's because the light's bouncing around and it doesn't get into these areas. So it's much like real life. Whereas Eevee, on the other hand, if we switch back to Eevee there, in these crevices, it's really flat. I'm going to change the render back to Eevee, and now we'll be given the settings. So I'm going to turn on this ambient occlusion, and you can see in those gaps, it just adds a little bit more shadow. Now, if I go into these settings and up the distance, because our model's quite big, you can see those shadows becoming more intense in the crevices. So it's a way of faking those crevice shadows, or basically the ambient occlusion that you get with something like Cycles, which is a realistic ray tracing engine. But this looks a lot better, I think. It's got a lot more life and it's less flat. So I'll continue adding materials to the last few objects. Let's select the cockpit this time, and I want to separate this into two sections. We don't have to separate our object, but we can select different faces to...
Okay, so let's do this. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. We'll control it. We'll link that because I want everything to look the same there. Actually, you know what? We'll do that, and we'll do this leg. And then we'll do that. Then we'll control L, link materials. There we go. Now the legs look the same. Cool. And then we'll do this and this. Actually, you know what? Is that bottle good, dude? All right. What do we want to make this? Ah. We want to make this like chromatic black. I'm gonna make it blue. Why is that different? Well, looks like I'm going to select those as well. Ah. 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 All right. Move that over here. Boom. Boom. All right. We want blue. I don't know what we want. Blue, green. Screw it. We're doing red. And then that, and then control L. Right? Control L, link materials. That looks good. What did he do?
Different materials. So I want the main head here to have the same material as this one here.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to select this and link it up with Control L. All I need is the blue-grey material name there. So I'll click on this, and then I can click on the down arrow here and choose the blue-grey.
Really?
And now that's got the same material as the other one. And if I change this, it will change it on the other ones as well.
Uh-huh.
But I want the glass to have a different material.
Right.
I don't actually want it to be a glass material because we've got no modeling inside our cockpit. So I'm just going to have it very reflective. To do that, we'll need a new material slot. And you've got a slot here. And you've also got it within your material properties, slots up here.
Okay.
And I can add them here, or I can come down to the slots here and add them here. So I've added a new material slot, but it's got no material at the moment. So I need to select a new material here or over here. So I'll click a new material and I'll change this to glass, even though it won't actually be glass. And for this, I'm going to bring the metallic up and the roughness right down.
Okay.
But nothing's changing on our object yet because we haven't assigned any faces to this slot 2. It's all on this blue-grey material. What we need to do then is go to Edit Mode, Face Mode with 3, and select our different faces.
Really?
Then we come down to the slots section here,
Okay.
or you can come up to here as well. It's exactly the same, and click on the glass and press Assign. And that gives it this really reflective
That is super reflective.
front here. And like I say, we don't want it see-through because we don't want to see the inside.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so he selected this, and then he went to face. What am I missing? Oh, he went tab, edit mode, and then he went new material, and then new material, and then we want the metallic all the way up, we want the roughness all the way down, and we're going to choose what do we want? Probably like a yellow, right? Just like a gold. Okay. Why didn't that change? Select. One more of a gold. There we go. Assign. Oh, okay. And then assign. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, that's pretty sick, actually. And should we bring up the roughness a little bit, maybe, so it's not as shiny? Yeah, I think that's best. So it's not like kind of cloudy, but not really. There we go. That looks better, I think. Okay.
Because it's not been modeled. So that's how we can add two different materials to one object. And we want to do the same for the weapons and give them an interesting emission as well. So I'll come out of edit mode with tab and select on the weapon. I'll give it a base material, this muddy material here, so I can just select that and go to muddy brown, and then it copies that material. But I'm going to add a new texture slot now. So have a think, where do you go to add a texture slot? Hopefully you remembered, it's down here, and you can press add.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do. Do we do a tricolor, or do we keep it like gray and red? Go back to object mode. What do we create this? Do we put it as like... I think we make it the same as this, honestly. Yeah, I think we can just keep it. Control L, link materials. Yeah. It's almost as if like I'm outlining the critical points of the shoot here. These red spots are where you need to shoot. Let's go into edit mode. No. Oh yeah, put all these together. So can I go in here? Yeah, if I color, that's fine. Let's do this. All right. We go into edit mode and we select and deselect that. And then we select all of these. Click new material. And then we and then we hit this. And then we hit no. We don't want new material. And then we click. Can we click on this? Or did we cook? Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna let. Wait. Yeah, it's gonna select the whole thing, and then we. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. So I think what we'll do is just.
You can add several texture slots, and you can get rid of them here as well. We only need one for now. And in here, I want a new material. So with slot 2 enabled, I can press new, and then let's call this emission. Now there's a couple of ways of making emissions. You can come down here and edit the emission properties here, but it's actually far easier with an actual emission shader. So I'll delete the principled BSDF shader, Shift A to add, and come to shader, emission. And I'll put that at the front, and I'll plug that into the surface. So I've replaced the principled BSDF for an emission. The reason I do that is you've got an easy way of adapting the strength, which is actually a little bit awkward with the principled BSDF. So I need to assign this material to certain parts of my weapon. So into edit mode. And
holy shit, dude.
On my model,
thank you. Oh, okay. All right. Is that the way it's going to be this morning? Is that what we're doing this morning? Oh my God. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. God. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. More than you know, dude. More than you know. I really appreciate it. Oh, yeah, Kappa. Okay. All right. Yeah, just throw 5 gifted subs and then Kappa. Okay. All right. That's what we're doing this morning. Mm-hmm. Art time, boy. Yep. I mean, you seen what I'm doing. I made the announcement. I did what I did, and yeah, every morning I'll probably be on Blender for at least an hour or so, if not longer. Yep, we learning, boys. We putting things into effect now. Damn, I really like that color though. That is a sick color. My matte black, matte red is all right. You having a good vacation? Yeah. Yeah, this is a nice charcoal color. Yeah. That's what it looks like. I could make that probably a little bit bigger. Yeah, vacation, okay. Yep. We are no cell phone though, because AT&T dropped the ball picking up my service. Wow. So are you just on Wi-Fi then? Like, you still have your phone with you, right? Okay. So I can just Discord you for lunch today? Still? Okay, cool. Sounds good. Just oh really? Oh, you're actually off today. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Watching some interesting art streams. Yeah. Yep. We're gonna. I don't know, man. I think we're gonna. Do we make this gray as well? Kind of doing like a. I like his blue gray color scheme, and brown. I don't know about the brown, but that's kind of meh. This red's kind of too much. So if I change this, yeah, it changes everything. Cool. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with like a steel, not teal. Let's definitely go steel. Steel blue, I like that. Blue steel, yeah. What do you think about that? That looks pretty sweet. That looks nice. That really makes that windshield kind of pop out too. Yeah, I think so too. I think that looks a lot better than that red. And I think we make the missiles or these are more turbines than anything, but hey, we can control materials. Boom. That looks nice. That looks really nice, actually. I like that a lot better. All right. Let's continue on with the video.
Here, so Alt left click on one of those edges going across to select a face loop when you're in face mode. And inside here, Shift Alt left click to get those as well. Those ones in there and those ones in there if I can get them. Yes, I did. Okay, so we've got those selected. We can now assign them. So I'll use over here this time to this emission material. Make sure you've got it selected, press assign, and now they've got the right emission. It doesn't look that great at the moment. Let's change the color to start off with. Give it a red color, very menacing. It's starting to look okay, and we can up the strength. And then it just starts to go a bit orangey and doesn't do much. And that again is the limitations of Eevee. So let's go back to our render tab here. We can fake the light being given off by these by using the bloom. And if I just tick that now, as long as I've got a good strength on here, that looks like it's lighting up the areas around it, just because it's giving off some glow. But if we actually want this to be a real emission and give off light, then we need to either add some lights in here for Eevee, or we go across to cycles. So I'll click on render preview there and change to cycles. And when I change to cycles, you can see it's got this beautiful glow now.
That does look nice.
Use cycles all the time? Well, it does take a lot longer to render. So we end up using Eevee far more often to preview what it's going to look like. And then if we want a realistic render, we take it across to cycles. We'll talk a bit more about lighting and rendering in later episodes. But just for now, stick to Eevee, which still looks nice with the bloom, and it will render much faster. And you don't get all that noise that you get with cycles. And it's now time for your challenge. I want you to add different materials to your mech and different materials to the same object, so texture slots. Again, be a little bit creative and give yours its own style. So that concludes this lecture. Make sure you saved your work, ready for next time.
Oh, I'm holding down control. Okay, I wonder I was messing that up. All right, pause. I think we need to add something in here, but I don't know what that would be. I mean, should we add a red tip? Nah. Ooh, what we could do is make the back here like a different. So we do, is it? No. No, click on it. Just the tip. It's always just the tip. Heck yeah, Ryan. This will be a daily thing, sir. Why can't I do it? Yeah, Ryan. So, this is essentially what Project Mars is about. It's gonna be my anime, I guess you're gonna say. Create? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm learning Blender. This isn't the model. This is just the tutorial thing I'm learning. And but yeah, I'm gonna be creating my Project Mars will be my anime. Okay, you're supposed to be able to click on. Click on this one? No. Just click on all of these. And yeah, every day I will be in Blender learning something new, and then eventually we'll be starting on the anime. When I feel comfortable enough to start doing my own stuff, learning the tips and tricks of the trade. Yeah, I'm starting it. Can this be deselected, please? What am I clicking on here? There we go. All right. Wow. And then let's make this a bright, glowy orange. All right. And we probably want to make this right. We're doing both sides, right? Okay. Like the glowy. The glowy. Hey, tried a 3D space mouse yet? A 3D space mouse. No. Oh, is that with like the trackball on it? Like you can move the mouse and it has a trackball? Ryan, are you an engineer? Like, do you do engineer work? Yeah, I think that'd be sick. Yeah. Okay. All right, sounds good, dude. Can we apply this? Assign. I don't want to click off of it, but I'm not sure that it's. Wait, hold on. We want to get rid of this. Actually, we want to get rid. Okay, scratch that. Undo. What do we do? Undo. Why did, because this was, we're, okay, well, black doesn't look terrible. Okay. We'll come back to that. Oh my God. There we go. New. And then we're going to go into Design Engineer in Discord. Okay, sounds good. Ooh. Really? Okay, yeah. Wait, what? What, Mystique? It's Monday morning. I know it's Monday morning. In your life, yes. So this is what Project Mars is about. It's gonna be my anime. I'm learning Blender and I'm tracking everything from the beginning. Not technically all the way from the beginning, but because I do know a little bit of Blender, but from here on out, I will be every morning learning Blender, putting it on YouTube to track progress and to kind of show how I did it. That's what I'm doing. Transforming this channel one day at a time. Yep. That's what I'll be doing. I'll still be doing my evening streams. I'm just work in the morning and then gaming at night. After my 8-hour shift of, day work, my daily work. Ooh! Oh, dang, Ryan. That actually looks pretty sick. Here, let me open this up. But yeah, that's essentially what Zoc sent me. That... Dang. Well, I will have to keep that in mind. So I think whenever... Thanks, Mystique. I think whenever I get... Yeah. I think whenever I get more in tune with Blender and get my workflow down better, this will definitely be something I go to. Oh, shoot. He's got a video, too. Yo, that's sick. That's sick. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. Let's go. Also, Electrode, what is Enigmatica 6? What is that? Yeah, I'm here to I'm streaming literally everything, like music. I'm gonna try to do voice as much as I can. Minecraft mod pack. Okay, gotcha. Voice is going to be a little bit difficult, but since I work at a radio station, difficult to stream. I might just do like videos and upload the videos while in studio. But yeah, since I work at a radio station, I think that would be pretty sick to have some, radio style, radio quality voiceover. If they'd let me use their stuff, that is. But I just want this material to go on this part of the freaking missile silo, so assign it. All right. Let's reassign this to... Why did this all turn black? Oh, it's because I got rid of the freaking thing for everything. All right. This, we will definitely be running into this a lot. Principal BSDF. The black actually doesn't look that bad. This actually looks kind of nice, but we'll add a thing. The Mighty Goose. It's a goose with a paper bag on his head. That's awesome. All right. Shift S. What did I say? Principal. Okay. S, right? Control F. Oh, that saved it. Dummy. Search. There we go. Principal BSDF. There we go. All right. We'll add that to surface. And we'll go back down to our grayscale. And then we'll bump up the roughness. Wait, why didn't that change? Oh, because I took the wrong thing. There we go. Nope, don't select all. So I joined all these together so I can move them together easier, but now it might be easier to undo that. Mystique, are you having fun with those emotes? Dude, Mighty Goose's emotes are awesome. Very thirsty. All right. Honestly, I'm really digging that gold, like, that's like a Halo looking visor there. Do we make this black or do we make it a tricolor? Do we make it tricolor or keep it just two simple colors? Can we also hit Control J on that? Or Shift J? Got gifted. Yeah. Nice. Got some new toys. All right. 7:30. All right. I think we're gonna end it here. And I'll be back at 6 a.m. Central tomorrow to do some more. All right, Mystique, I'm actually heading off for the day, so I gotta get ready for work.